Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everybody, this is Dina
and Muhajir
from Department of Statistics, Universitas Islam Indonesia, and you are listening to Statistics and Bioinformatics Research Center podcast. And the podcast will bring you to get understanding toward research in statistics from experts around the world.
Today we have a guest star from India, Dr. Kartik Chandra Mondal. Thank you, Prof. Currently, he is assistant professor, Department of Information Technology, Jadavpur University.
And Dr. Kartik has a keen interest in finding ideas, and his research interests include evolutionary computing, data mining and knowledge discovery, and related to the application in bioinformatics and biodiversity.
In today's podcast, we will discuss about the research in statistics of Dr. Kartik. Good morning, Dr. Kartik.
Good morning. Good morning, Budina, and good morning, Pa Muhajir.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Kartik. First, we would like to thank you for accepting our invitation. How are you?
Yeah. So first, I must say hello to everybody in the audience. Everybody is listening. I'm fine, and I think I would say I'm much better as I thought after 20 days spending in Indonesia. It's a long days staying away from home.
Yeah.
So still I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Kartik, let's start with the first question.
Yeah.
Talk about application in bioinformatics and biodiversity, and when you are a computer scientist, how do you get into it?
Okay, the journey starts from my masters. Okay, so during my masters, I started working in bioinformatics, not diversity, bioinformatics, with little bit of data mining and not much on statistics. But slowly, the journey started from then. I started my PhD, that is also with bioinformatics purely. And then there I used statistics, some amount of statistics and mainly data mining, the other approaches of data mining. And then after that, I applied for postdoc position in different places, and I got the opportunity to work on biodiversity there. So the biodiversity study journey started from my postdoc, and then after that I came back to my country for my job.
Yeah.
And then there after 2 years I got a student for the doctoral guidance. And then I thought maybe I can start the project which I thought during my postdoc, and then we started applying project, and after 1.5 years we applied, and after 2.5 years we got a Government of India project on biodiversity, which is 3.5 years long, and I think 2 million rupees project. So it is still I think it's in the end phase now. It's just finished because of the lockdown and pandemic. It's extended a little bit, but officially it is finished.
Okay.
Yeah, so that journey started there and still continuing with biodiversity, bioinformatics, and statistics. Mainly I have used in biodiversity than bioinformatics, because in bioinformatics it was mainly on data mining and small bit of statistics. But here mainly because when I started looking at the document, the article, I found most of the articles doing statistical study on biodiversity. So then I started going into the deep of statistics. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, and the next question comes from Pak Muhajir.
Okay, thank you, Budina. What project have you most excited about at the moment?
As I said, one Government of India project is there for biodiversity, and except that we are still working on 2 different ideas, which maybe within few years it will be, or within 1 or 2 years it will be a project, but mainly on biodiversity. I stopped working after that for bioinformatics, because I found there are many scopes to work on biodiversity. So there are two small projects I can say which is like ongoing, and one project is currently we are on process.
Mostly about biodiversity.
Mostly about biodiversity, but as I said that after this, after returning from here,
Yeah.
as I said that since I have a background on bioinformatics, so I want to work on genomic biodiversity,
Oh.
which is related to bioinformatics, and let's see how the field grows on that, or how the field actually works for me.
Genomic in biodiversity.
Genomic biodiversity.
Okay. And I have done a search about you. Can you briefly explain about computational biodiversity and what magic is behind it?
Oh, the magic is really yet not explored on biodiversity, because in computational biodiversity, very few research studies have been done on computational processes till now. There are few advanced method applied, but that is also very less. Okay, but regarding this computational biodiversity is nothing but applying different computational approaches available in literature in biodiversity to find some new outcomes or to predict something for the future. And in that case, statistics have been a major role in biodiversity study, as I said earlier also. So my aim is to just go into that field with my area of expertise, which is bi-clustering, association rule, and currently we are also trying tri-clustering on that. So just to see how it affects biodiversity domain.
And what software do you usually use to computational biodiversity?
Okay, mainly R software and our own software. R software means different R packages we used for our study, and also we have developed our own algorithms for specifically designed for biodiversity, for bi-clustering and tri-clustering, and association rule mining in general application also. So we have algorithm for association rule, which is in general we can apply in any field, so we have applied that in biodiversity. And also we have designed algorithm specifically for biodiversity and tri-clustering algorithm specifically for biodiversity. So bi-clustering is also already applied, and tri-clustering is on the way. So like we have applied but yet not published.
Very interesting.
Yes. I think bioinformatics present the important challenges for knowledge to solve several genomic and proteomic problems, Prof. What, according to you, what is the current state of the art related way to get the insight from is your field?
Okay. As I said, that people mainly know bioinformatics not from biodiversity perspective. So yet before coming here, I have not also feel the need of that, because people are more fascinated about bioinformatics, not biodiversity. So what I have tried to, like from my perspective, to build a bridge between bioinformatics and biodiversity, which is genomic biodiversity actually, which many people have already studied, but not from that computational perspective, mainly from statistical perspective. So also our study yet not like that much enriched that I can say what we will do in future, near future, and how it will affect the biodiversity domain, that bioinformatics affecting biodiversity domain. That at that moment I personally cannot say, because the study yet not complete, just journey began at the moment. So maybe in future I can say more about this part, that how bioinformatics affects biodiversity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how can we link biodiversity data to statistics and models to show how it can be beneficial to human and environmental beings?
Yeah, that's the magic actually. You said no, at some point of time, what is the magic?
Yeah.
That's the magic. That if you apply statistics in biodiversity data, you get you will explore the data. But if you apply other computational approaches like data mining, machine learning algorithms, You will basically will dig into the data, and you will try to predict different aspects of species, different aspects of ecosystems, different aspect of relation between the species and ecosystems, and you can predict them also. So as far as the study we have done till now, that is mainly species biodiversity. So we have tried to predict that what are the reason behind the absence of a particular species, why a species like having endangered zone, what are the reason behind that, maybe the human effect, or maybe the climate change, or maybe the environmental factor, what is the actual reason behind that. So from our study we try to find out those kind of relationship, and then try to predict that what happen in future if we do, or if we change the environment like this way. So is it like we can restore those species again in that field, or it is not possible? If yes, then in which circumstances it is possible to restore? So this kind of things.
Okay.
So that's the magic actually. Like if now the global warming, loss of biodiversity is happening in everywhere. Even I just saw a news before coming here in the morning that the jellyfish, jellyfish,
Yes.
the jellyfish are coming towards the beach,
Yeah.
and they are attacking. It's not attacking, but they are coming in touch with people,
Yeah.
and they are making effect on people's body. But the reason is why they are coming now,
Oh.
and that is the global warming. That is the loss of biodiversity inside the sea. So that is the marine biodiversity I am talking about. So if you study marine diversity, then you can understand what is the real effect, or what is the real reason behind that, and then you can go into that domain of study, and then find out how you can bring them back naturally, not by force. So that's kind of real example you can think of from marine biodiversity. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is your opinion on improving the data in data mining process in biodiversity, Prof?
Data mining?
Yeah, in data mining in biodiversity.
Yeah. Can you please repeat one again?
Okay. The next question.
No, yeah, the same
Okay.
question.
What is your opinion on improving the data mining process in biodiversity?
Yeah, that I said that we are working on tri-clustering currently. So there are scope, because biodiversity data is multidimensional. You have many different aspects. Although sometimes it is very less, sometimes it is very huge, so that you cannot like store in a single table, small table. So the data of biodiversity domain itself is a diverse data. So if you want to manage, or if you want to handle those data for computational purpose, or for any reason, for any analysis reason, you have to have a new approach specific to that particular application. Like as I said, we are trying to build algorithms for tri-clustering, for other, like for example multidimensional rules, which will give you the relationship between different dimensions of a data set. So multidimensional relationship can be able to find out. So that kind of specific approaches we try to build, and that's the need of that biodiversity research. If you use conventional approach, it is okay, you can find some result, but that result I don't think will be that much interesting, or will have that much of effect on the application. So that's why I feel the need is very important, the need is very much in this field to have a new algorithm on that domain.
Are there any breakthrough tools in the last few years?
Breakthrough tools I can't say, but there are breakthrough packages are there.
Yes.
Like as I said, the packages for R.
For R.
There are for R language. There are many good packages have been came up in the market, which are specifically designed for biodiversity. But those packages are still sometimes work, sometimes will not work, because of these packages are still in the development phase. Like vegan is vegan, you can say it's a well developed tool, but there is a well-known tool that is Biodiversity R or Spoke, SPOCC, Spoke.
CC.
Yeah. So those tools are specifically designed for biodiversity and R, but for other language like in Java or we are developing our own language, own softwares. Like Feast, there is a well-known software, you can find it, which is for generating frequent close item set. So that is a tool available. Also, we are trying to develop few more tools based on tri-clustering and bi-clustering. So in few years, maybe those will also come in 1 or 2 years. So you can use, if you are interested, you can use them, either the existing R tool or for other like GUI based tool. Maybe we will provide you in future.
And how about in the Python? Is there any package in
Yeah, in Python we have, but like since that the need of Python, we have not feel it yet because we are studying in Java, and since the market trend in this statistical domain is based on R, so that's why we started using R, because there are many biodiversity indices are there which are already developed in R. I don't know about Python, but they are already developed in R, so that's why we started using R along with the Java tools or Java packages which we have developed. So not really, but there are, I know that there are some packages, but how well developed, that I can't say right now. But there are packages you can use. Yeah.
And back to your thesis,
Yeah.
you said in your thesis that conceptual pattern extracted by fish, frequent in item set mining using suffix trees,
Suffix tree.
can help the process of identification of families and species. Do you have any update for further investigation?
Yes, we are doing that. Still, the suffix tree is a very important data structure, but that data structure is having a very bad behavior of consuming memory, but it gives you more information. So how intelligently you can handle suffix tree, that depends on your the outcome, that how well the tool will be. So the topic you are talking about, that feast, it's my PhD research topic.
Okay.
But after that we have carry forward the research, and we have tried to develop, still in the end phase. It is working, but not in a package manner. It is a tri-clustering algorithm we have already developed, and currently we are trying to develop some multi-dimensional rule from that suffix tree based data structure. So hopefully within 2 years we can develop at least the basic prototype for generating multi-dimensional rule from that suffix tree. Yeah. So still the area of work on that particular suffix tree or suffix forest, there we have also proposed a data structure that is suffix forest. That is the proposal from my side, a new data structure in the domain. So that you can use for biodiversity study, and that is specifically designed for biodiversity. So still the progress is going on, or the work is going on. Hopefully someday we will have good outcomes from the progress.
Many things still improving.
Yeah, from that part, that feast is complete. That is for rule mining and bi-clustering. That is complete. But how to use the same data structure or modified data structure based on the feast for other outcomes, that is going on. Yeah.
Okay, from an application viewpoint,
Yeah.
what is the implementation statistic in the biodiversity field? Any successful stories about it?
Successful stories from the computational viewpoint, yes, there is less, but from statistical viewpoint, yes, there are many successful stories. Successful studies have been considered by different government. Indian government, you can find out many Indonesian biodiversity study by the government, by different boards, biodiversity board. You have I found many biodiversity board in Indonesia, but I exactly can't remember now. I can tell you now, but there are boards. They use statistical results to take policy decisions, to take action based on the policy decision. So yeah, there are many success stories, and based on that, actually, biodiversity now gaining more popularity. Yes, and actually, another popularity for being as a biodiversity researcher is this is a multidisciplinary field. Like if you are a biologist, you can work on that. If you are a chemist, you can work on that. So, and if you are a computer scientist, if you are a biotechnology researcher, everybody can work on this domain. If you study environment, then you also can work in this domain with the help of computer scientists. So that's why it's a kind of combination of many fields related to biology. So, yeah.
What is the minimum requirement to work at that domain?
I would say if you are a statistician, knowing statistics is enough, like 70% is okay. Other thing, what I felt the difficulties at the beginning is the term. The word used in biodiversity or biology is very difficult as a computer scientist. So if you work on those things, or if you try to understand those things, if you ignore those facts, then it is fine. As a statistician, applying statistical methods on any like banking data or applying statistical method in biodiversity data, it's same to you. If you just trying to understand the terms is successful.
We save about 75%.
Yeah, like as a statistician, you can work on that, but the thing is, after getting the result, that decoding the result will not be directly possible if you don't know the field. Right? So that's why understanding the domain is little bit of important here. So that's why I said 70%. From now you can go ahead with this 30% of biodiversity information further, and then you can later on 50% biodiversity, 50% statistics is good.
I think on the other word, we need to know, understand about the data.
Yes. Yes, and that's why you need to know the biodiversity terms. What are the terms? Like before that, we had many difficulties to understand different environmental factors present in the data set. Why? What is the exact meaning of that? Different species name, it is so difficult to pronounce the species name. So the name is not important, but what is the reason or what is the meaning of that name, that is important. So that's why I said if you don't pronounce the name, it is fine, but knowing the meaning of that term, if you can do that, and for that little bit of study is okay.
And according to the Institute of Medicine committee report that only 10 until 20% clinical decisions are evidence-based. Do you think better that data biodiversity can help it?
Okay, I think no. If you directly say no. Why? If you say bioinformatics can help, I would say yes. Yes. But if you say biodiversity, I would say direct. If you ask me a direct answer, I would say no, because biodiversity in a health sector is direct effect, there is null, but there is an indirect effect. Like the pollution, the global warming, they have effect in our health. So and then in turn they are having effect in clinical biology, clinical medicine. So if the question is bioinformatics, there is a direct relationship, and it has an effect, not 20 to 10, but maybe more than that. But in case of biodiversity, I have a doubt that whether it has a direct impact on human health system.
Okay, we come to the last question, Prof. Dr. Kartik, please give us some good bits of advice for academics and being successful in academia.
Okay, it is for me. I would say that if you ask this question to a old teacher or old academic, he can give you more advice. But from my perspective, to be good in academic, just have a study, and do lot of effort. Yeah, but for other thing, I would say this question is better suited for some experienced academician, like whose age is like 60 or 65. I think they can guide you in a better way that what can be the other aspect to be a better academician. But since my experience is also limited, I also have to explore many things to be a good academician, because I don't consider myself as a good academician yet. So yeah, to be a good academician, I think there are many characteristics which I need to be incorporated within me. So yeah, but the only thing is do things, work hard.
Do things for
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everyone, that's all for today's podcast about research in statistics from Dr. Kartik. Thank you again, Dr.
Thank you.
Kartik.
Thank
It is an
you.
honor for us to
Thank
invite
you, audience.
and thank you very much for the great talk and valuable knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and see you in the next episode. Genggam data, kuasai dunia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.